TYTSports, everybody. Time for Turks and Jerks. An insane weekend in the NFL. Points galore. God, do I love the NFL. Steve, let's start with you. Who is your Turk of the weekend?
I'm going to go with Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, I know it's a bit of an easy choice, but he put up video game numbers. That was sick and insane. And the fact that he did it in that ridiculous uniform made it even more insane. I felt like I was watching almost like a cartoon version of the NFL. He was throwing touchdowns all over the place. And the Colts defense, I mean, look, they're nothing to write home about, but they've been playing well recently, and he carved them up. And the whole offense looks so good. And the reason why I'm giving it to Ben is because I used to hate Ben for so long. I thought he sucked. When he won the Super Bowl, especially because Jank is a giant Steelers fan, he talked about how Big Ben's a winner. I'm like, he's a fucking loser who got lucky to be on a good team. His quarterback rating and his stats for that Super Bowl against the Seahawks was clownish. It was awful. Just awful.
He was a rookie that year, too.
He was a rookie that year. But somehow he's grown to be a really good player. I mean, he never had this kind of accuracy and touch, and he looks confident and poised, and it was an unbelievable performance. Great job, Big Ben. You're my Turk of the week.
And it's a good point with the Indy defense. They pitched a shutout last week against the Bengals.
And That's right.
They let up 51 points. By the way, Jason, Rubin, Steve-O, Dan Keston. Dan, let's move on to you. Who is your Turk of the weekend?
Well, while I'm sure the Cowboy fans will be pissed at me for not picking DeMarco Murray, even though he hasn't played yet, I'm going to give a little love to the Lions commentators, who are always complaining we never talk about the Lions. My Turks of the week, Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. I woke up early to watch that game, and as soon as I rolled out of bed at around 7 o'clock, I went downstairs, and the Lions were already down 14-0. And I figured, well, this is pretty much a Lions game. They have the chance to cement the victory and go ahead in their division, and here they are. They're going to blow a game that they should win. So I actually tweeted out first thing in the morning. I said it's never too early in the morning to be disappointed by Matt Stafford and the Lions. And I watched that first half, and sure enough, end of the half, Stafford could have got back into it, and he throws an interception, and they're down 21-0 at half. And I said, oh my God, this is the Lions all over again. And then slowly in the second half, they came back. They just started chipping away. They had that touchdown pass on 3rd and 25 where the guy let him get behind him. I don't understand how the Falcons did that. And, future ex-head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, Mike Smith, that's another story. But they just kept chipping away, and they got it back to, and they didn't make the 2-point conversions. They were down 21-19, and I was like, okay, well, this is still a Lions game. They're going to lose, and everyone's going to talk about how the Lions lost like they always do. But they didn't. They got the ball back. They had one last drive. They got down. They were going to miss the field goal, and they had a delay a game penalty. I mean, if that's not the least Lions thing I've ever seen, I mean, come on.
It's amazing the flip they've made, because last year they're losing all of these games. Every game you thought they were going to win the last couple of years, they would find a way to lose. And this year is the opposite. You think they're going to lose, and then have these miraculous wins. Yesterday was a miraculous win against the Buffalo Bills. Actually, I'm sorry, they lost that one against the Buffalo Bills. Right. But they had another one earlier in the season. Who was that against?
I know what you're talking about.
I don't remember.
I think, last week they had the Saints.
Yeah, that's right, the Saints. And then they had that great win against the Packers. So they're finding ways to win, and whether that's Jim Caldwell and the new regime over there, I don't know. But Stafford is doing it without Megatron, and he's doing it with a very, very limited Reggie Bush. He has Golden Tate and Joyke Bell, and he has like a smattering of other tight ends and receivers, and he's making it happen. I think largely in part by the unsung Detroit defense. Right. So,
and it was won by a Detroit Lions kicker that was not Jason Hansen. It was a Detroit Lions kicker. Amazing. Turks of the week. What do you think, Jason?
The Lions lost to the Panthers in the second week of the season. That's the game we couldn't think of before. But for my Turk of the week, Mike, I think we have a screenshot of Sean Payton and Rob Ryan sometimes, I guess, join the stands. The fans in the stands. Look at that. That is Turk of the Week worthy. The Saints fans and the New Orleans Saints are my Turk of the Week. And the reason being...
First of all, if we put you in the Saints jersey and had you sit next to Jank with that wig, you'd be the same too.
I'd be Rob Ryan?
No, you'd be Peyton. And Jank would be Rob Ryan.
Jank would be Rob Ryan.
Look at that. That could be you and Jank right there.
Yeah, actually, that could be me and Jake. Supposedly, according to the commenters, I look like Jay Cutler. I'll take it as a compliment. I'd take Jay Cutler's arm, just not his game. If you're the Kirk Cousins of TYT Sports.
Old Kirk Cousins.
But my other Turk is the New Orleans Saints. I was flipping back and forth between the World Series, because that is going on, and I'm like the last baseball fan here on earth.
What's the World Series?
What is the World Series with the Giants and the Royals? But I was flipping back and forth between them, and it was 10-10. In the Packers and the Saints game, flipping back and forth, then it's 13-13, then it's 16-16. I'm like, oh, we got a great game going on both ends of the sports spectrum. And then it's 37-16, and the Saints go off for 21 points on defense, on offense. Drew Brees throws 3 touchdowns. Jimmy Graham goes up for a 22-yard pass. It's great to see him hopefully healthy again, just because he's an unbelievable game changer, possibly the best tight end outside of Rob Gronkowski in the NFL. And, just the Saints deserve credit where credit's due. That's the team you're used to seeing at home. That's the team we're used to seeing put up 30-plus points every weekend at home, and they need to get back into that form if they're going to be making a push.
On this. The Saints, whatever, they finally won a home game. Kudos to them. I felt like Mike McCarthy was a candidate for GOAT of the Week. I don't understand those stupid plays. Why would you bring in Julius Peppers and line him up wide and then go to him? He's not. He doesn't catch passes for a living. That's not what he does.
He's not J.J. Watt.
Why don't we just set a pick for Shaq to come around and shoot a 3? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And it's not even a good gimmick. I mean, you just line him up wide. I mean, if it's not like a trick play where you're having misdirection. It's just like we're gonna split him out wide and just throw the ball to him. Why? There's no one else on the team that can catch the ball better than Julius Peppers? That makes no sense at all. Anyway,
look, this is going to be the deciding game for the Saints this next week. If they win this game, they're in first place again, even though they've had such a terrible beginning of the year. They're 3-4. Panthers are 3-4-1. I mean, this is, we're going to see. The Saints might be back.